Here's the answer to today's true crime trivia question, which is, the producer who developed which two bands died while in prison for money laundering? A. Hanson and the Jonas Brothers, B. The Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, C. BB Mac and 98 Degrees, or D. New Kids on the Block and Boyz II Men? The answer, of course, is B. The Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. The producer behind the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and several other boy bands was a man named Lou Pearlman, seen here. It turns out that Pearlman was operating one of the largest and longest-running Ponzi schemes in the U.S. by luring investors to invest in the boy bands such as NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. He defrauded his bands as well as investors of more than $300 million. He ended up pleading guilty to several charges, including money laundering, and was convicted in 2008. He was serving a 25-year sentence when he died in 2016. And now for the answer to the bonus question. Which of the bands mentioned in the multiple choice have I been a fan of since I was 12 years old? I did this with a lot of the questions in the trivia book. I added Easter eggs and callbacks, not really to my personal life. There's a couple in there that friends and family who know me might get, but most of the other Easter eggs and callbacks are to other crimes. So when you're reading through the book, I didn't just pick any random other multiple choice answer to include. I really made it about making it a challenge, or when you're reading, you're like, oh, that sounds familiar. Oh, that's because that relates to another famous true crime case or another missing persons case or whatever it might be. So I was really strategic about that in my book. And this question with the Backstreet Boys is one of those where I included an Easter egg to my own personal life and to kind of like a call out to my friends and fans of the band, I should say. So the answer to the bonus question is Hanson. Yes, that's right. I've been a fan of Hanson since I was 12 years old when they came out with MMMbop in 1997. My best friend and I, seen here, got to meet them a few times, and really our interest in Hanson and their music is kind of what's bonded us over the years. We've both lived in different states, on different coasts, traveled, had things that came into our life that could have, made people grow apart, but we always had Hanson to bond over. And in recent years, they've been even more active, going on tour and doing special performances for their fans. And we've also been able to make a lot of other really great friends through our love for Hanson's music. And here I am meeting Taylor Hanson at the top of a waterfall in Jamaica in January 2019. I also took the opportunity to do this question because Busted just released a version of MMMbop, and I figured, hey, I've seen it around TikTok, perfect time to do this question that involves Hanson. And the only other thing I'll add is I know a lot of people don't realize that Hanson have still been producing and creating music since, 1997. They weren't just a one-hit wonder. They've been creating they have their own label and their own recording studio, and they do a lot of great things for the community where they're based in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Their music is pretty good, so I encourage you to check it out. And let me know down in the comments if you're also a Hanson fan or if you're a fan of one of the other boy bands I mentioned in this question.